G'day, welcome to This Is Riffin'. Today we're going to look at Dead End Friends by Them Crooked Vultures. I've been looking forward to doing this one. There's a couple of guitar tracks going on, so what I'm going to do is attack both. So the first one will just be a bit more straightforward, giving you some options with what you can do with the riffs. And the second one will look at more of the fiddly stuff that Josh is doing. I'll also attack the solos as well. Even though it's quite a quick track, there's actually a fair bit crammed into it. So I apologize if I go too slow or too fast. I'm just trying to be as thorough as I can and help all skill levels. I've tried to stay as true to the album version as I can. I used a bit of the live footage to help work some bits out. They've got the great Alan Johannes at the helm there doing a lot of the solo work. And so it's different every time, but definitely worth checking out. So please note these videos are not 100% correct at all. They're more just a guide for you. And please just excuse the dodgy as video quality, sound quality. I'll get there one day. Today I'm just playing through a beaten up telly, which is a Squire. Definitely does the job. Plugged in through a Champion 100 solid with an overdrive setting to my liking, so no pedals or anything. So to play this banger, you'll just have to tune your guitar to standard tuning, which goes like this. E, A, D, G, B, and E. That version then sort of combined both guitar tracks where one's doing the octaves and the other one's doing the power chords. There's also another guitar doing that over the top as well, I think. So I'll look at all them. So the octave's going to be played at 16 on the A and 18 on the G. I was just using my first and third finger for that. And you'll strum that 3 times, moving that shape to 12. So 12 on the A, 14 on the G. Strum that once, and then go to 15 with the same shape to strum it 3 times. So that's a 15 on the A and a 17 on the G. So the trick with octaves is to block that D string so you don't hear it, which allows you to strum like crazy as well. So your first finger, it's pressing 16 on the A, but it's also just resting on the D. You won't necessarily hear that harmonic, but it is just muting it when you're doing it. And then I'm holding the 18 on the G with my third finger. So you're not hearing that D, but I can still strum like crazy. And then my first finger likes to press against the top E string as well, which will mute that as well, really allowing me to strum like crazy. And then over that, there is a 14 on the B and a 13 on a B, which you could also do up at the octave on G. And that's got a cool effect on it. So that's over the top of the octaves. We then get into this bit, which is just a power chord on the top string at fret 7. Josh likes to do the 3 fingers for his power chords a lot of the time. So 7 on top, 9 on the A, and 9 on the D. So I've got the first, third, and pinky there playing that. A lot of the time I like to use my pinky, so you might see me do that. But yeah, either way works great. And so you're going to strum that once, and then move to 9 as a power chord. And strum that 2 times. There's some X's there on the tab, so you can whip in some like dead chord sort of muted strums if you want to start it again, which is back to 7 and then 9, 9, 9. So that time it's 3 strums for the 9. So yeah, it's up to you if you want to chuck that in. Josh appears to do that a lot live as well. Or you could just do it more straight. So yeah, up to you. Adding him in just helps keep the whole groove sort of kicking along nicely. For the very last one, it builds up. So you're going to go 7 on the top string as a power chord, across to 9, and strum it 7 times. That builds up into the next riff to come. So I'll just run through that a bit slow for you. Now get to this awesome riff, which is a power chord at fret 9 on the A string. So first finger for 9 on the A, third finger for 11 on the D. Try and use your third for this because you're going to go to your pinky a little bit later. So you strum that 2 times, and then you're going to go to 9 on the D while you're still holding the 9 on the A. So it's like a bar. So you just use your first finger to hold down 9 and 9 on the D. So when you take your third finger off, it's just there ready to go. So you start by doing 2 9s as a power chord, and then take off your third finger for the bar. When you get to this bit, you're going to extend to 12 on the D. So use your pinky while you're holding 9 still on the A. And there's 3 strums of that. Start again. Just chucked in an open there at the end, which just gets whipped in there before kicking into that bit. So yeah, you can throw that in there if you want. Otherwise, you can just keep it exactly the same both times. It just makes it a little bit tricky to jump up to that. There. So once you do that, you're going to roll through to the power chord on the top string, and that's 9 and then 11 on the A and 11 on the D. So Josh appears to be doing 3 fingers again for that. Real similar feel where you're going to be strumming twice, and then I think he goes back to a bar here, so 9, 9 and 9 on the D. Same sort of feel where you're going to go to 12 on the A string. Just to finish that off. You can keep that simple, just the top 2 strings. So played exactly the same as the first bit, but just move it up. So yeah, up to you there. I think it looks like Josh though does the 3, which just gives it a bit more balls to it. So that's the bulk of what's going on for track 1. So you can get away doing that. And then moving it up. Can't go wrong. So I mentioned earlier that guitar track 2 is different to guitar track 1. There's a lot more going on in this one. So what I'm going to do is I'll try and play through it as best as I can, explaining what I'm doing along the way. Note for note, it's pretty good with what's going on in the album. It's not 100% perfect though, and the feel will be a bit different because I'm not playing with the song. So I'll just have a little go playing through verse 1 for this, and then I'll explain a bit more about what I'm doing along the way. Something like that. Most of you will recognise the little lick that goes on throughout it. That starts at 9 on the top string. 9, 9, 7, 9. You then go to A, 11, 12, and D, 9, 11. So I'm using my second and third finger for 11 and 12, and then 9, 11 is with my first and third. Allows me to play that a little bit easier. I think I'll go back to my first finger to start it again. So that gets played twice, and then you're going to go to a power chord on the A string at fret 9. So 9, 11 on the D. Let it ring, and then you quickly whip into 7. So the 7's just by itself, back to the power chord. You do that twice. Now for this bit there's a slide, and roughly this is going on. You can go back to 7 here if you want, just by itself. So it's a 9 power chord, then to 7 by itself. With an octave pedal, you could get away just doing the 9, 7, 9 if you wanted. You could even do the power chord and then just bar it like we do a bit later. 9, 9, and 9, rather than going to the 7. It's not a huge difference with the sound. That's just a bit tighter, and you can really notice that 7. So you whip through that, back to the bit we did earlier, except this time there's a bend at 11, which I'll take down and bring back up. Do that again, but this time it's 2 11s as a bend. So bring it down, up, down, up. So Josh just gets that in there. Back to this. And then he whips it in there again. So while you're doing the power chords, you do that part there. Back to the power chords. And then you finish with that move. I hope this is all making sense. I'll give you a couple of options for the first chorus. So it's 12 on the top string as a power chord. So 12, 14 on the A, 14 on the D. Let that ring. And I think there's a bend here for the power chord at fret 10. So you're sort of bringing it down and back up. So 10, 12 and 12. Then to 9, same sort of thing, bend it down and back up. Then you're finishing with that bar move. So 12, 10, 9. You could get away not doing the bends as well, just keeping them all straight. And then once you do that first round, you're going to go back to 12, but this time there's 3 sort of strums getting whipped in there. Quite fast, so down, up, down. Same thing at 10, and then 14 as a power chord, back to the 9. So it has a bit of a feel like this from the start. Something like that. And for anyone who might find that a bit trickier, you could just keep them all straight. So it's like 12, 10, this part, 12, 1, 10, 1, 14, back to that. That could help you play with the song if you're having any trouble doing the down, up, down. So the second guitar track in the chorus is doing this the first time around. So you're going to go 14 on the A, 12 on the A as a bend, down and up, 11 as a bend, down and up, and then 11 on the A, 9 on top, 11, 11 on the A, 9 on top, 11, 11 on the A, 9 on top, 11, A, 9 top. Sounds a bit like this. It's just a power chord shape. Josh is going back and forth. And then you go back to 14 on the A, 12 as a bend, down and up, slide to 16 on the A, 13 on the G, twice, 9 on the G, little slide to 11 if you want, on the D for twice, 9 on the D, 11 on the A, 9 on top, and then 11 on the A, 9, 9, 9, 7 on top, back to 9. So sorry, it's probably confusing saying all those numbers. So I'll just run through that a little bit slower for you. That 9 there kicks back into verse 2. Now it's just worth noting that Josh does this throughout the whole song for the choruses, each time a little bit different, so brace yourself. For verse 2, the guitar track 1 is a bit more stripped back because it's mostly just bass, so you're just going to hold the power chord at fret 9 and let that ring out. Back to that main riff. So yeah, that will just keep on repeat there. However, guitar track 2 is a little bit different, and that goes something like this. Something like that. So that's holding the power chord at fret 9 on the A, and then you get this move. It's really cool. So on the A string, 7, 9, slide to 11, 9, slide to 7, 9. So there's a few ways you could do that. You get that sort of feel. Then 11, couple of bends there, down and up. Back to the main sort of riff, and then you can whip in that move there. Back to the power chords. This bit's cool. Josh goes 11, 9 on top, then you get 9 on the A, 7 to 9 as a slide, little bend at 11, back to 9, 11, 9, bend, 9, 9 on top, little tail, then this bit's an octave, so it's 9 on top, twice, and 11 on D, and the tail. I'm sort of flying through this, but again, it just shows you how awesome Josh is. It's always changing, he's going by the feel, and it just sounds really awesome. Especially like the octaves, always mixing it up. So I'll just go through that a little bit slower for you. Power chord, that little move, bends at 11, power chords, tail, power chords, 9, 7, 9 as a slide, 11, 9, back to 11 bend, then gets into chorus 2. Chorus 2 is pretty much the same as chorus 1 for guitar track 1. It's just doubled up. There's a few little extra things in there, but it's all pretty much the same. With the bends, power chords, the triple 12s, triple 10s, triple 14s. Back to the bar sort of move. 112, triple 10, triple 9. 12, and then you go triple 10, triple 14, triple 12, triple 10, and then 9 as the bar move. So that last little tail in there is 12, 10, 14, 12, 10, 9. How's that sort of feel? So that was my pretty loose attempt at guitar track 2 in the second chorus. As you can see, Josh is having a lot of fun again. He's whipping all over the place, just going by the feel. Again, because he's got the octave pedal on, some of it might sound a little bit off, but I'm just hitting the notes. So there could be the higher octave you hear in the album or the lower one. So I'm sort of trying to find the middle ground there. I won't go through it in full detail, but it's roughly like this. That's a slide 12 to 14 back to 12. So that move there is a cool one, starting on the G, and the 9 on the G, and you slowly work your way up. 11, 11, 9, 11, 9, 11, 9, 9. We then go to 14 on the A. This move is a bend at 12, straight to 16, jump back down to 13 on the G. This little move here, Josh is doing something like that. It could be the lower octave you hear, but it sounds like he's doing that. Slide to 12 with an open, I think, and then it's 9 on the D, 11 on the A, back to 14. This is an awesome move. So it's a 12 as a bend, 11, 12, 11, 9, 11. 9 on the D, 11 on the D, then an octave. Yeah, just really cool stuff going on. So for this section, I'll give you a couple of ideas. So 5 on the top string is a power chord, followed by 7, and then that usual move, which I'm sort of cutting off there. You could just let it ring out, which works cool. The other way is, it sort of sounds like this is going on, where it's 9 on the A, 9 on the D, 9 on the G. Sort of like a bar. Back to that move. So yeah, either one sounds cool. So it's possible one guitar track's doing the bar and the other one's just doing a power chord. I might just attack the bridge solo in sections, but the first bit's roughly like this. Got that sort of feel to it. After that's a bit sketchy, but it's roughly like this. Something like that. Then up to 9. So that's a bit of a bend I can hear there. Then 9 before it kicks into the verse. It's roughly like this. Something like that. Like, it's a bit hard to decipher exactly what he's doing. He's whipping something like that in there. And then when you get to that 11, that kicks back into verse 3. So it's doing something like that. Back to that sort of move. Which is cool how it joins up there. I'll play through it slowly. This is I'm a bit iffy about. Down to a 3 bends. 9 and 12. Into the verse. So yeah, something like that going on. Up to that. So you can sort of see he's whipping in these awesome licks in between the main riff as well. So he's just having some fun going back and forth, and it's always going to be a bit different, especially for the live stuff as well. For chorus 3, track 2 is doing something like that, so it's a bit different again. So I'll just go through that one, but not in full detail. It's pretty similar to the other ones. Back to 14. This is a cool move though. 12, 14, 12 is a hammer-on pull-off. So yeah, again, similar feel, but a bit different. So that track or another one, it sort of carries through onto this bit. So you can sort of combine those bits there. Happening behind there, you get these riffs. Which you could also do like this, with the bends. I think on the album version, it's a bend going on, where live it's a bit more straight up. So yeah, that's 12 as a power chord on the top string, then 10, and then 7, 9, 9, 7, 9, 9. The live version's like that, where I think the album, with the bends at 9. Again, both ways sound cool. So that's in the background of the cool sound effect for that bit, which is similar to that riff, but they don't seem to do that there for this time around. For the outro riff, you could keep it simple, just going 7 to 9, 9 as a power chord, and then 10, 12, 12. But I was adding in the extra chug chuggers, or the dead chord type thing. I'm just just blocking the strings with the down top strum. And then 10, 12, 12. And then the very last one, you can sort of hear this going on, which is like a bar, 12, 12, and 12 on the bottom. So I've gotten the tab there. You could go whipping it in there every so often. Seems to be more on the last one. Sounds pretty cool. So yeah, up to you how you attack that. I'll just break the last solo into sections. Note for note, I think that's pretty good, but obviously won't be perfect. But it starts with those bends that Josh loves. So you're getting that going on. And then there's sort of like that going on, and then the last line, that's happening. Those sort of moves, and when you get to those final last ones, you get that sound. So I'm not going to play it to speed like Josh does, or it will just be a catastrophe. But yeah, it's roughly like that. Those great bands. Yeah, that sort of stuff's going on. Yeah, roughly like that. Well, I hope that helps you out in some way. I won't lie, it is a bit of a tough track to attack, so I apologise if I went fast or didn't spend enough time on parts. Hopefully you get something out of it, and if you've got any questions, leave a comment below, and I'll catch you soon. Bye.